in the process as well. Do the job right and take care of your customers to help them be more successful. With locations throughout the Southeast, including Mobile, Birmingham, and Tuscaloosa, put the process to work for your business. Contact the professionals at Dex Imaging. Dex Imaging, the official copier and printer provider of the Crimson Tide.
Alabama women's basketball recorded its 800th victory as a program on Monday, topping Sam Houston 84-50 at Coleman Coliseum. Megan Abrams led the Tide with 21 points, while Jada Rice collected 8 blocks in the win. Next up is a Thursday night trip to Little Rock to face the Little Rock Trojans at 6:30 p.m., with radio coverage at 6:25 starting across the network. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Dex Imaging. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Who you are is more important than what you do. The only way that you're going to have any kind of success in your life, you have to buy into a process of what it takes to reach a goal. How can I be the best I can be at what I do? How much of your time was spent and how much was it invested in your goal? You can't do it unless you can overcome adversity, because that's what makes great things great, is the things that you had to overcome to accomplish them.
We have about 5 choices in our life, and everybody has a choice as to what they want to do and how they want to do that. But if you're going to be excellent or elite, you got to do special things. You have to have special intensity. You have to have special focus. It doesn't matter what God-given ability that you have, but without the rest of it, I'm not sure you ever get excellent or elite.
You have to have toughness. What does it take to break you? I don't care what circumstance you're faced with. What does it take to break your focus, to make you give in? You're tired or you don't feel like giving effort or finishing the play like you should. I'm not saying it's our goal to try to break you. It's just the way it is in football. It's going to be difficult. You're getting yourself ready to play at a high level. And just because you got beat on the last play, that can't affect the next play. That's breaking you. Your frustration is breaking you. What does it take to break you?
We should help others. We should serve other people all the time. You cannot be a leader and affect other people if you're not willing to serve other people. Think of our lives as every day we should appreciate the opportunity that we have to accomplish and affect something. Earn this. Everybody made all these sacrifices for you to live. Go live a good life. Be a good father. Help other people. Accomplish something of significance. Make a difference. That would be my message to everybody here. Make a difference and help everybody's spirit in a positive way. God bless you and roll Tide.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992, winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist for the Heisman Trophy, voted the SEC Player of the Year, and was drafted by the Green Bay Packers, also seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. He is the winningest quarterback in Alabama history, 35-2-1, member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is Lars Anderson, New York Times best-selling author, 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated, and professor at the University of Alabama. Live from the AVX studios in Birmingham, Alabama, The Jay Barker Show.
Yeah, Juwan did. It's ironic how that works. The guys that play really hard and make a lot of the blue-collar plays, tend to have pretty good scoring games a lot of times. He's been playing hard for us. He's finding ways to slash, get to the rim. He hit the 1-3, got to the free throw line. He was pretty good at the free throw line. And this is going to be a tough physical game. Juwan's arguably our most physical, toughest player. He's got a body for it. He's a big, strong kid, and he answered the bell in a huge way for us tonight. And he's just been all about winning, making the right plays, trying to figure out what he can do to help us win. I was happy as can be for Juwan tonight. Yeah, I thought we had 3 really good practices, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday going in. We got significantly better on the rebounding in those 3 practices. We obviously didn't do a great job, especially in the second half. I thought we were better in the first half, but they showed some toughness. We told our guys it's going to be a backyard brawl. It's like an alley fight, and it was. It's a tough, physical game. Our turnovers basically it was rebounding and turnovers. We couldn't turn the ball. We had to rebound it. Turnovers we got fixed in the second half. And the rebounding, we were good in the first half, not the second half. But yeah, I mean, we thought we had some tough practices. I think guys realize how hard they have to play to win these type of games. And sure, we got another one. I mean, Memphis has, they're struggling now, but they've got much talent as anybody on our schedule. They got 2 kids that projected lottery picks, depending on what you look at. So we're gonna have to, be smart with the practices. They played last night, so they've got an extra day of prep. So we'll make sure our guys' legs are under them by Tuesday. But, we got an unbelievable schedule sitting there in front of us, and we've answered the bell for the most part with the Gonzaga one to win.
All right, welcome in. It is the Tuesday edition, Jay Barker Show, live from AVX. We got Matt Coulter with me here. Lars still out in Omaha, Nebraska, and be flying back in tonight and back with us on Wednesday's edition. And also we got Robbie Roberts going to be joining us shortly. We'll talk about the Hall of Fame basketball event going on this weekend and much more. So a lot to get into. Also Andrew Bone. And I tell you what, let's just go ahead and go to Andrew Bone now. I know we're going to do it at the bottom of the hour if he's good to go. And we'll go to him and go ahead and do that. We're waiting on Robbie, who's supposed to be in studio with us here right at the top, but he's going to be a few minutes behind. But let's welcome in, first of all, Matt Coulter. We got Lars Anderson, and you see Andrew Bone now there on the screen as well. We're presented by Top Golf Birmingham. Get out to Top Golf today. You'll absolutely love it. Great for the fun, great for the fun, great for the family, co-workers, friends. You'll have a ton of fun. Great food, great drinks, and just a lot of fun laughing at shots, celebrating shots, and a lot of great events going out there as well. Driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street, Oxford, Annecy. Go see Tony Russell and all the great folks at Sunny King Ford. All right, Lars, out in Omaha, and again, Matt Coulter in studio. Guys, I hope you're doing well as we welcome Andrew Bone into the mix at Andrew J. Bone, letter J. He is a recruiting analyst and an expert at that when it comes to Crimson Tide and so much more. Andrew, I hope you're doing well. It looks like you're getting more sleep now. You look more rested.
I'm getting a little bit more, not too much. It's we're in the early signing period now, so there's not a lot of sleep going on these days. But hopefully on Thursday, once things kind of settle down, we'll get some sleep in. But yeah, I think everything's going pretty well.
Talk about over the next few days, kind of what that will be like for Alabama and for other teams. And man, can you believe the transfer portal? I mean, what we're seeing right now with so many players. Quarterback especially, we've seen the coach carousel. Now the portal is beginning to fill up once again, and the number of players that will, not only find new teams. There's a lot of players. I think Lars had a statistic yesterday. It was pretty unbelievable. A number of players that end up not ever getting out of the portal once they enter it, and therefore some of them lose scholarships and have to continue to wait maybe a year later or more in order to find a team to land on.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's wild to see. I mean, we're probably. I would imagine after the season's over, we're probably going to see some more attrition from Alabama. I mean, there's just I don't think there's any way around it. We're going to see some guys that don't really play that much or play at all. We're going to see some guys end up transferring, but it also opens the door for some other opportunities. I mean, you look at the guys who came in this year at Alabama that have had a tremendous amount of success, and where would Alabama be right now, without these guys, with Jamison Williams? I mean, imagine if Jamison Williams wasn't on Alabama's football team. Henry To'oTo'o came in, and both of these guys have had big impacts on Alabama's team on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. And I certainly think that Alabama is 100% going to go after some top guys in the transfer portal this year. One name that keeps getting floated around is Georgia Tech running back Jahmyr Gibbs, and we haven't seen anything regarding when he might announce a decision or anything yet. But I think Alabama's certainly in strong play for him, and I think there's going to be some other top guys that are going to be in the mix for Alabama. And I think Alabama wants to kind of get through this early signing period, kind of figure out where they're at as a team, who they're gonna have coming in, who's still kind of available, that not going to sign until February, that they can still go after. But I think they're certainly going to be looking in the transfer portal, because that's a new area to recruit. People always get upset. Oh, you didn't sign this many players at defensive back or on the defensive line, or you still need a running back, whatever it whatever it may be. Well, now you can go look in the portal because it's not just, I mean, there's a lot of really good football players that are in the portal. It's not just players that aren't playing much. It's people that, maybe their coaches decided to leave. You saw Quinn Ewers transfer to Texas. I mean, we think he's going to be an elite football player, but he gets to Ohio State and he's having to compete against C.J. Stroud, who I don't think anybody expected C.J. Stroud to have this, unbelievable season that he had as a Heisman Trophy finalist. So he sees that, and is he going to beat out C.J. Stroud over the course of the next couple of years? No, probably not. He might, but C.J.'s pretty daggone good football player. So there's a lot of really good football players, a lot of really good talent that's in the portal, and it's something that Alabama is certainly going to use to its advantage. Nick Saban, he warned everybody. Is this what you want? I mean, he didn't think it was a good idea, but he didn't think the RPOs were a good idea either, but now they're certainly using that to their advantage, and he's certainly become the king at some of these things. So we'll see what happens in the transfer portal this year. But they've hit home runs on these transfers the last few years, whether it was Jameson and Henry, or Landon Dickerson. Jake Coker transferred in, won a national championship for Alabama. So they've really done a good job in that regard.
Yeah, Andrew, the Ewers kid. Sorry, the Ewers kid is really interesting to me in that he basically pocketed $1 million in NIL money to go up to Columbus for 1 year, graduate high school early. Now he's reclassifying back to the original class that he was in, which is sort of bizarre, but hey, he made $1 million, so good for him. But where overall is Alabama in this recruiting cycle? And is it where they normally are, or just sort of give us a big picture update?
It's pretty much where they normally are. I mean, they're sitting in the top 2 in the country, with a chance to add some more talent this week. And I think they will. I mean, right now, you look on paper, they have 21 commitments. In my opinion, I'm looking at it as, they probably have 19, because I don't think Walter Bobb, who's been committed since February, I don't think he's going to be in the class, just because I think he's going to end up going to junior college. So I don't see him signing with Alabama on Wednesday. Robert Woodyard has been committed to Alabama for a long time, but I think he's going to flip to Auburn tomorrow. That's just my prediction. Could he stick with Alabama? Maybe, but Alabama just hasn't really, shown a lot of interest in him, even though he's been committed for a while. There just hasn't been a lot of, trying to keep him on board, if you get what I'm saying. I mean, they just didn't really go and visit him last week during the in-home visits or anything like that. Hasn't been to Tuscaloosa since July. So I think the writing's kind of on the wall there that he's going to end up going to Auburn. And they've been heavily recruiting him. Brian Harsin went and visited with him last week, sent 5 coaches to his high school. So I think the writing's on the wall there that he's going to end up going to Auburn. So let's just say Alabama has 19 commitments. How many more are they going to sign? I think there's anywhere between maybe 6, 7 more guys that are very much in play for Alabama. I think when you look at the offense side of the ball, there's 2 wide receivers that they have a really good chance to land this week. And, the first one's Shaz Preston, who's going to be announcing around 2 p.m. Tomorrow. He's a top 50 wide receiver in the country out of Louisiana. Took an official visit with the Tide this past weekend. And I think Alabama has a great chance to land his commitment. And then you have Kendrick Law, who is a tremendous athlete out of Shreveport, can play a number of positions: wide receiver, running back, defensive back. I mean, this is one of the best overall athletes in the entire country. And Alabama's looking at him more as a wide receiver, but I think he's pretty open to playing elsewhere. So we'll see kind of how that all unfolds. But I think Alabama is probably in the driver's seat. He's going to wait until Friday to announce. LSU, Still recruiting him, still trying to get him, but as of right now, I lean towards Alabama. Sticking on the offensive side of the ball, big offensive lineman that has really kind of emerged lately for Alabama is Ernest Green. I think Alabama is in really good shape with him. He's out of St. John Bosco in California. He won't be making a decision this week, though. He's going to wait until the All-American Bowl in January, on January the 8th, to announce his decision. But I really like where Alabama's chances with him. But I think the majority of targets that we're talking about heading into these next couple days, and I say couple days because it's not the early signing period lasts from Wednesday until Friday. So we're going to see some guys announce on Friday. Most of them are going to announce tomorrow, but we're going to see some guys announce on Friday too. Defensive line wise, there's two guys that I think everybody's watching pretty closely. That's Curtis Perry out of Pike Road High School here in Alabama. It's between Alabama and Auburn. I mean, there's other schools in it, Clemson, UCF, but in the end, it's Alabama, Auburn, in my opinion, and I like Alabama there. Anthony Lucas out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Alabama, Texas A&M can consider the top two schools. Now, Notre Dame, UCLA also still fighting, still trying to win him over, but I think it's between Alabama and A&M. He visited both schools twice during the fall, and as of today, I mean, we're still hearing that both sides are fighting hard. He's still talking to both sides. That he hasn't made a decision yet, and it could go either way. So we're just going to have to wait until I think around 3:15 on Wednesday to find out what he's going to do. And then linebacker wise, you got Shamar James, in-state linebacker from Faith Academy down in Mobile, one of Alabama's key targets for a very long time. But he took a visit to Georgia this past weekend. Georgia has been considered, right at the top for him for the last few months since he decommitted from Florida. So, really kind of waiting to see what he's going to do. He's announcing at 5 p.m. on Friday. So, on Thursday. I'm getting my days confused. 5 p.m. on Wednesday, excuse me. But, Shamar is, from what we've heard, completely torn between Alabama and Georgia. I'm not sure. I'm not really confident in a prediction either way with him just yet. But then there is an outside linebacker that made the trip to Tuscaloosa this past weekend, Jihad Campbell out of IMG Academy. Never really talked about him in the past. Decommitted from Clemson a couple of days ago, made a trip to Tuscaloosa, and now all of a sudden it looks like Alabama's in pretty good shape with him. And so, I mean, it can be an interesting day for Alabama on Wednesday. And then in the defensive backfield, I think, the two guys that everybody keeps talking about is, Earl Little Jr. and Damani Jackson. Damani's going to announce on Friday between Alabama and USC. It looked like Alabama was in the driver's seat for him after he decommitted from USC in November. But Lincoln Riley's been able to get him on campus twice in the last 2 weeks. There's a lot of momentum there for USC. Some of his teammates are going to be going there next year. So I think it's going to be tough for Alabama to pull that one off. But with Earl Little Jr., this is a guy who Miami legacy. Mario Cristobal took a swing at him last week, trying to get him in for an official visit the last weekend before signing day. Did not visit. I think he's all Alabama. So there's going to be some big targets that are going to commit to Alabama tomorrow. There's going to be some targets that commit elsewhere. But in the end, Alabama's going to end up with a top 3 recruiting class. And, I'm sure it's time to go to work after that.
Andrew's always great stuff and detail. I love it. And all the different things now that we have to pay attention to, not just the commitments, not just the normal recruiting, but the transfer portal, the coaches, the carousel that's moving right now is going to change that up as well. But always appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday edition. Early signing day starts tomorrow, the 15th, as you talked about. A lot of announcements will be coming as well. Coming up on the other side, Andrew, thank you. Have a great day, my man. Coming up on the other side, Alabama Sports Hall of Fame Basketball Classic. UAB Blazers basketball team take on West Virginia in the exciting basketball classic at the Legacy Arena at the BJCC. We'll tell you more about it. Robbie Robertson in studio with us to talk about that and much more coming up on the other side. Stay with us. We're live from AVX. Audio Video Excellence continues.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
This is David R. DeBose. I'm the Market President, Chief Revenue Officer, and Chief Content Officer for Town Square Media Tuscaloosa, wishing you and your family a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Everything is better at Benton Nissan. At Benton Nissan of Bessemer and Benton Nissan of Hoover, you get an even bigger selection. We have more than 400 used cars on the ground. Don't pay above sticker for new cars when we have like-new used cars waiting for you. Drive a little, save a lot at Benton Nissan of Bessemer, 5487 Academy Way, and Benton Nissan of Hoover, 1640 Montgomery Highway. Benton Nissan, your friend in the car business. For qualified customers, see dealer for details. Everything is better at Benton Nissan.
In a collision, easy decision. One name, one firm, one call. Mezrano.
I made that one call to Mezrano after being hit by an 18-wheeler. He got me $875,000.
I made that one call to Mezrano after being T-boned on McFarland. He got me $125,000.
I made that one call to Mezrano after my fender bender. He got me $50,000.
One call, one firm. Mezrano.
No representations made that quality of legal services to be performed is greater than quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
You know when you order a new video game, or a golf club, or a blender, and then it arrives at your door, you get a little thrill. Imagine how much more thrilling it is when you order a new car. With Nissan at Home, you can shop for the perfect ride and order it without ever having to go anywhere. Sure beats a golf club or a blender. Buy a new car entirely online with Nissan at Home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway. Thrill starts here. Services may vary at participating dealers, subject to applicable law. See dealer for details.
Shop 40 to 70% off almost everything at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com. This week only. Plus, new deals on outerwear and sweats. Save through December 15th at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said now he speaks Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
During Dell's holiday event, save up to $250 on computers with Intel Core processors. Get special savings on Dell, XPS, and Alienware systems, plus monitors, docks, and accessories, all with free shipping. Call 800-BY-DELL. That's 800-BY-DELL.
Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They've got the big brands you know and trust. Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Cooper, and they can finance for you as well. When you need routine maintenance and alignment, a tune-up, whatever it is, belts, hoses, just basic stuff, or when you don't know what's wrong with your car, truck, or SUV, make it Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They're dependable, they're trustworthy. That's why they've lasted for over 36 years. Skyland Boulevard, McFarland Boulevard East in Northport on Lurleen Wallace Boulevard. Check out the website, TuscaloosaTireandService.com.
Bodega, Alpha and Omega. Siamese sailors sell celery sandwiches. Sawing-a-bara, serving platter.
Hey, Jamie?
Yes?
Did you want to try reading that line on the script there?
Oh, yeah, let's see. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, that one?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm just not warmed up yet. Shouldn't be long. Detector test.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive today.
The marmot mangled my mushy pork pancake.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A delightful day today with a sunny sky, the high 68. Clear tonight with the low at 47. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, the high 71. Even warmer Thursday and Friday. Partially sunny both days. Highs between 72 and 75. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 63 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Quinterly's been getting a lot of different things. We asked him to get better at it. He's a much better defender. You know, the ball's moving. You know, he's big time breakdown guy that, all the teams have a hard time staying in front of him. And I think he's doing a better job around the team and really plus winning. And, that's evidenced by his defensive play. So, I'm looking right now. He's, he was, his defensive efficiency numbers were right there, in the mix with everybody else this game. So he's pretty good. As far as the tech goes, I believe it was Joe Lindsay. His first call of the game was the over the back by JD. I thought they had gone over our back to get the first offensive rebound of the game, which if they're not going to call it, they're not going to call it. I didn't complain about that one. Our guys got to do a better job boxing out, but then if we're not going to call this one, then first time we go for an old board, it gets called. That was my gripe. Like, are you calling them or not calling them? If you're not going to call them, let's not call them. If you're going to call them, let's call them both ways. Well, I guess, I stayed on it too long because it was his first call he had made. So didn't say much to him after that. So we got a few calls though. They were in some foul trouble. I mean, it was now they play physical too. I mean, they fouled both our centers out. So.
Welcome back in, and we got a special guest in the studio with us now, Robbie Robertson, Holiday Group, and Rebel as well, and really great to have him back in. He was just with us 2 weeks ago, talking about, I guess less 2 weeks, talking about the SEC Fanfare. Today he's on to talk to us about Beyond and Go. No, I'm just kidding.
That's funny.
That's going to be on the 18th as well. What you got? I got to get his mic up as well. That's what you're telling me, right?
Yeah.
All right. And I think we got to know. Actually on for the basketball coming up, Alabama Sports Hall of Fame Basketball Classic again. That's going to be UAB in West Virginia. And Robbie, what a great event and a great chance to promote basketball in general, but also to promote the UAB Blazers and all that Andy is trying to accomplish with the Blazers right now. But thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you guys. And this is about a lot of things. It's about promoting basketball, and it's a doubleheader event. And I think a lot of people don't realize how good Miles College is. They took Kentucky to the wall and Lexington. Not easily done. They're a good team. Fred Watson's done a great job there. So 4 o'clock, we got UAB playing West Virginia. That's Andy versus his old boss, Bob Huggins, 4th all-time winningest coach in basketball. Coach Hugs has always got his team in the mix, right? They're always looking down the road toward Final Four. Andy is, no surprise. Andy is a heck of a coach. He may be a better coach than he was a player, and he was a heck of a player. So that game's at 4 o'clock. And this is really the first time the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame has had a connection to an event. And it was sort of determined there next door, you got a brand new Legacy Arena. And Matt, for a lot of people, this will be the first time we get to see the new Legacy Arena.
I haven't seen it. Tell me about it.
Hey, it's terrific. And the one thing that's not selling right now is the upper club because nobody knows what it is. But there's an upper club where you're sitting and you have great overview seats, second level, beautiful seats. You got an open club behind you. You go back, pick up your food and beverage, whatever, go back and sit in your seat. And then the arena club, the lower level thing, is also a great seat, and all that's selling well. But I think the upper club, people don't know what it is, and they go see it and go, wow, that's cool. And the way they've done it with the concourse widening and the amenities inside and the entry outside, wait till you see that. It's really, really Birmingham Southern. I mean, look up, guys. We got Protective Stadium and Legacy Arena, and they're both top drawer. So what a wonderful thing. And thanks to Scott Myers and Edgar Weldon, wanting to be behind sports, obviously the Sports Hall of Fame. And so any proceeds from this are going to benefit BAP, which is part of the Hall of Fame, Birmingham Athletic Partnerships, without whom we wouldn't have a lot of high school programs playing ball, having bands. In fact, we have one of the BAP schools going to play on behalf of the Miles Savannah State game. Ramsey's going to bring their band in and play there. And because UAB is on the road, Gardendale High School's band is going to be there. So, we're in the middle of speculation about college football, transfer portal. I get all that. It's also a good time before Christmas take a little time out. It's not an expensive game to attend, and go watch a little bit of big time basketball.
How you get your tickets?
Ticketmaster, UAB, or Legacy Arena is the best way to go. Go straight to Legacy Arena online, and you can get your tickets there. And general admission upper level is $15 ticket for a doubleheader. That's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good afternoon of entertainment for very little money. So, and then the lower level is a $22 ticket and a $20 ticket. So we've got pricing kind of for everybody, and I think it's going to be well done. And I'll tell you, this is a brainchild of Mark Ingram at UAB, and the goal is to try to get. And I've already talked to some of the other guys about future of 2 days of 2 doubleheaders. We have 8 Division I basketball teams now in the state, and if you look around, South Alabama is pretty good. Watch out for what Bucky's doing at Samford. North Alabama's now Division I. We could have something right here with just our schools, and wouldn't that be fun?
Wasn't there something like that years ago?
They had something that included Alabama and Auburn. It may have been around the Iron Bowl, but they never. I don't think they played each other because they played each other in conference. But
you're not going to have anybody who could play each other in conference. But you could have any mix of that. And congrats to Andy Kennedy for what a great job they're doing. And Buck Johnson's son Jamal is a heck of a player, and he can fill it up and playing for UAB. And it's just going to be good basketball.
Everybody wants it to. You work it out to where you can get Alabama to play UAB.
Well, I'm not going to take that on as a challenge. But I would tell you, the first job a coach has, Sarah Patterson taught me this when we brought gymnastics here for Alabama and Auburn. She said, my first job is to promote my sport. That's a coach's first job. Okay. Basketball at one time, think back a long time ago with Summer League and all that, and the press we used to get thanks to guys like yourselves. And of course, Jay was in grade school when we were doing that, but
he was still shooting layups.
Yeah, that's the way it is. But we had big time across the board. We are seeing that cycle back now. Samford beats Oregon State, an Elite 8 team last year on the road out there. If you saw South Alabama play Alabama, and Alabama's obviously very good. They've beaten Gonzaga, and now they beat a really good Houston team the other night. Auburn's really good. Andy's got UAB moving again. Basketball's making an uptick. So I'm hoping people come enjoy a little bit of it. And we all love football. People here love winning, and winning is happening in football and basketball.
I text out and I've sent it over social media platforms. This is 85 with Wimp, Sonny, and Gene. And it is just, you love college basketball. Now I get goosebumps thinking about those days.
No doubt.
And how long ago they were, and how we couldn't staff all the games when they were going to the NCAA tournament because all 3 of them were going every year.
Yeah. And how much fun it was, the interaction between all of them. They made it fun. We're inviting Sports Hall of Fame basketball inductees. Jay, you're invited, but you're not a basketball. You're a football guy.
He can still play.
But you can still play. Well, actually, I saw him play in high school.
You did? I used to play against
your son. That's right.
Yeah.
And but invited John Mengelt to come up. John's now living in Auburn. John's one of 3 guys in SEC history who scored 50 or more in basketball game for Auburn. He did it 3 times.
Wow.
And so, people get to see some of those guys, and Murray Bartow will be there doing radio for UAB. And, we're going to ask him to be recognized and represent his dad, and what a great job. And Gene Bartow did a great job, so it's a celebration event. And I know Andy wouldn't say that. He said, I want to beat West Virginia, but it's a celebration of basketball event. And I think it's going to be fun. We're seeing good sales.
And I guess UAB, when you plan this out, you don't know about 3:30. Is it 2:30 or 3:30 start for UAB football? It says 3:30 on here, but it may be Eastern time I'm looking at. But I was going to say is that I'm sure
I think it's 2:30.
You have plenty of TVs that will be showing, I'm sure, the UAB game all throughout the Legacy Arena, and a place for UAB fans to go and watch both sports.
And people can watch on their phone too.
Exactly. That's right.
Who would have thought
It's so
that?
different now, isn't it? Yeah.
People can. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't figure it out.
Well, we'll get you a techie to come along.
Put me in a special seat.
That's right. Hey, so give everybody again, Matt asked earlier as far as how to get tickets, how to be a part of this.
Ticketmaster, Legacy Arena.
Okay.
You can actually Google Legacy Arena tickets, and it'll go pop up straight event, Alabama Sports Hall of Fame Basketball Classic, and you can go online, do the whole thing online. It becomes electronic ticketing. That's the world we're in now. So you don't have to move from your chair. You can get your ticket, and the only time you got to get up is when you get ready to go down and go in the door and flash your ticket, and there you go. You know, so
looks like bjcc.org also is selling the tickets online. So let people know that too.
Right.
bjcc.org. All right. As always, great to have you in. Thanks for being with us. And what a great event once again that you're bringing to the city of Birmingham and to UAB fans as well. It's going to be a great Saturday of sports, and I know a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun seeing the new arena, what it looks like. And don't forget about the upper club level. He gave you a hint as to a great place to watch the game and an experience that you'll want to experience that a lot of people don't know about right now at the Legacy Arena. So keep that in mind. Robbie, thank you.
Thank you,
Robbie.
guys.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Robbie Roberts joining us here on the Jay Barker Show. Matt Coulter, Lars will join us again from Omaha, Nebraska. So stay with us. We'll be back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
One in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening,
Go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on The Jay Barker Show. Siebels in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan. Letter C, letter O.
All right, welcome back in as we continue here, hour number one on our Tuesday edition. And Tony Curry is going to join us coming up at 1 o'clock. He'll be in studio with us. And also, I think tomorrow, Brian Passing's going to join us. We'll talk Alabama basketball with Brian and get his take on the win from this past weekend against Houston, as well as looking ahead to some of the matchups for the Crimson Tide. So look forward to that. Thanks to Robbie Robertson again for calling a group and now part of Rebel as well. We were over the fanfare experience, and it was unbelievable. And we were just talking about some of the events, some of the players that were a part of that from Georgia and from Alabama. But Robbie does a great job putting on lots of events. Has done fanfare. They do a bunch of universities. They handle the suites for most all the SEC and big Power 5 teams across college football as well as the arena. So really great to have him in and promoting what they got coming up this weekend. And again, the Basketball Hall of Fame basketball tournament. And great that the Hall of Fame is going to be involved. That Alabama Sports Hall of Fame Basketball Classic coming up at 4 o'clock this Saturday at Legacy Arena. And again, you go to Ticketmaster to get your tickets online. Let's go out to Omaha, Nebraska. We haven't talked to him in a while. Lars out there is we've been interviewing Robbie back in studio. But Lars, what do you think about? Have you had a chance to go to Legacy Arena yet and check out kind of the new digs and what they got going on?
I have not, and it's exciting. You know, it's just an exciting time to be a sports fan in Birmingham with the new football stadium and Legacy. It's going to be just I can't wait to see the facility. But I wanted to ask you guys. I don't know if you got into this yesterday when I was having some technical difficulties here in Nebraska, but about the end of the game against Houston. So J.D. Davidson, right, he makes that key block on a potential game winner as the clock ran out. And the Cougars were just incensed because they thought it was goaltending. And Kelvin Sampson just went berserk and sort of went after the official, went right at the buzzer, went and talked to the officials. And what Nate Oates did, he drew some criticism for this, is he stood with an outstretched hand toward midcourt as Sampson was seeking an explanation from the officials. And Dan Dakich, who I really like, used to be an ESPN commentator, a longtime coach, he went on to Twitter and called Oates a punk. And basically saying that he was way out of line for doing that by showing up, by Oates sort of showing up Sampson. Sampson did later call Oates and apologize. But again, do you think Dakich was out of line here? Do you think Oates was out of line? Matt, I'll start with you.
Oh, I think it was kind of like the scene from the movie. You're out of order. Everybody, there was a lot of blame to be spread around here. Quite honestly, I wasn't aware that Oates tried to play traffic cop or tried to deflect, or I guess what you're saying, he tried to say, "Hey, everybody, look at him." Is that
he was what he was doing? I believe he was acting like he's ready to shake his hand, but Sampson was already running off to yell at the official. And so what Dockich was saying is that he showed up Sampson and that it was unsportsmanlike and that, again, it prompted Dockich to call Oates a punk. And this is the first criticism I've heard of Oates ever since he got to Alabama, basically. So, and it's very minor, right? Sampson called Oates and apologized. But, do you think that Oates was out of line? I don't know, Jay, if you got a chance to see that sequence of events.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw him do it. He was just looking back at him, holding his hand out like, I'm ready to shake your hand when you're ready to shake mine. It wasn't, but I didn't see it as anything like this.
Was he a punk?
I didn't think. I don't think so. I didn't see it that way, but maybe being an Alabama fan, I wouldn't see it that way. Kind of. Plus, I was more caught up in what they were doing.
Right, me too.
What they were going nuts about the call, and then what happened afterwards. But I did see something really cool last night. I saw one of the players that was caught cleaning up afterwards. Came back out and was trying to clean up the mess. I thought that was a class act on his part, but I didn't. Be honest, Lars, when I first saw it, I thought Nate was just kind of standing there and being funny, about it, like, hey, let's shake hands, game's over, whatever else. Not so much being a punk about it.
Yeah.
The Southeastern Conference has contacted Nate Oates, and they have told him that the call was correct. So they were kind of in their way backing him on that whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
But the players flipping the trash cans over, that I was just, whoa, what's going on here? But the one thing I noticed, same thing Jay just said, is the Houston Cougars player that walked behind them picked up all the trash and put it back. They uprighted the trash can, then they put all the garbage back in there.
There it is right there.
Meanwhile, Sasser was chasing the officials to the referee's locker room. Sasser's one of the players, and by the way, a darn good one. But it was so uncharacteristic because we've all been around Sampson, I think, at some time. And he's a good guy. He's a class guy. He's a heck of a basketball coach.
He is a great coach. I've always liked him. I think he's flirted with the rules a few different times, but it's kind of like
Josh.
I see that. I see it now. He's like, hey, why don't you shake my hand?
Yeah, he's just standing there holding out.
That pales in comparison. If there was a punk, it was not Nate Oates.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, and this is one of our viewers on BamaInsider Live brought this up, and that's Jerome Ford, former Alabama running back, now plays for Cincinnati. If Jerome Ford was at Alabama, do you think he'd be the starter, Matt?
Wow, good question. I have to stop, pivot, and then think Jerome Ford. But I do remember he played some, right? And he played pretty well. He was a good running back. But because of the situation with the running back room in Tuscaloosa, I don't know if he'd be the starter, but he'd sure be getting touches.
Yeah, he was good. And I remember watching him in fall practice, summer practice, and then spring training. You saw more times the guy could see the holes. I really felt like he was going to get more playing time. He was one of my favorite backs at the time when he was there, and it felt like he should get more playing time because not only could he run the ball, but he could also catch it out of the backfield. I want to remember, I think either during a scrimmage or during a spring game, he had a fumble or two, and I think that kind of knocked him down a little bit. The chart and the depth chart, I mean, you talk about talent, guy that can run people over, had explosive speed the outside. I really thought he was going to have a great future at Alabama, but he's gone on and done very well with Cincinnati. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and continue live from AVX. And before we do that, let me tell you about one of our great sponsors, and they're going to help you out when it comes to marketing your brand and helping you when it comes to being fully promoted. Maybe you struggle with ideas about branding and things that you want to do as far as marketing your product, your business, or your brand, and you want to take it to the next level. Fully Promoted can help you do that with local experts that specialize putting your logo and really telling your story, whether it's on apparel, team gear, whether it's on trade show items, printed materials, and so much more. And personalized service as well with selection and decoration methods on how to make that happen and make your brand really stand out. So give them a call at 205-406-6430. That's 205-406-6430. And find out more and also get the Jay Barker. Tell me you heard it on Jay Barker Show for that special offer. Are you fully promoted?
Another quarterback in the transfer portal. This one is almost as surprising as Bo Nix. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Hello, this is Charmaine Hawks, Accounts Manager for Town Square Media. I want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now let's bring on 2022.
There is still time for you to gift awesomely. During Dell's holiday event, save up to $250 on computers with Intel Core processors. Start the holidays off right with special savings on high-performance Dell XPS and Alienware systems. These deals are perfect for helping anyone power their greatest passions. Plus, save on top monitors, docks, and accessories, all with free shipping. You heard that right, free shipping. Just call 800-BUY-DELL. That's 800-BUY-DELL.
Hey, Pete, how's business? It's great. Foot traffic's still way down, but more people are finding me online. Nice. How'd you pull that off? Well, the first thing I did was go to mylocalcustomers.com to see exactly how many searches there were for businesses like mine. So I guess there were a lot? Yeah, there were hundreds of local searches every month. So after I saw that, they helped me position my business online to get in front of those customers. That's awesome. I wonder how many people are searching for my services around here. Well, it's quick and easy to get the answer. Plus, it's free. Just go to mylocalcustomers.com to find out. If there are a lot of searches, you should definitely get in front of them. If there aren't, no harm, no foul.
Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free local customer analysis that will show you how many customers are searching online for your type of business. It's quick, easy, and free. Visit mylocalcustomers.com. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
Meet Bob Minetti. In 2016, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Bob participated in a clinical trial that included cutting-edge radiation therapy and surgery. He's been in remission since completion. I'm Keisha Sharp. Since losing my mother to pancreatic cancer, I've been working to share the kind of state-of-the-art work being done by Stand Up to Cancer and Lustgarten Foundation. To learn more about the latest research, including clinical trials, visit pancreaticccancercollective.org.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
What child is this that angel host attend? Jesus grew to answer this. John 6:35, I am the bread of life. John 7:38, I am the living water. John 11:25, I am the resurrection and the life. Yes, Jesus says, I am that I am. Believe him and have a Merry Christmas from Taco Casa.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A delightful day today with a sunny sky, the high 68. Clear tonight with the low at 47. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, the high 71. Even warmer Thursday and Friday. Partially sunny both days. Highs between 72 and 75. I'm James Spann of the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 63 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
All right, welcome back in as we wrap up hour number one, and we got a lot coming up as well in hour number two for you as we got Tony Curry with us Tuesdays with Tony Curry Radio Network, and we'll get his thoughts about all things happening for the Crimson Tide as well as the basketball game this past weekend. Heisman Trophy winner, again, Bryce Young, and taking it home, also leading in the AP voting as far as All-Americans, the Alabama Crimson Tide. I think SEC had 9. total All-Americans.
They did.
Unbelievable as far as conference in the number that they had. But you promoted our tease something going out into the break.
I don't think we're going to have time to do a deep dive before we get to the top of the hour and bring Tony in. But I just got up this morning and I was going to say, I opened the newspaper. Man, I'm old. But Zach Calzada from Texas A&M, who led the Aggies team to a huge victory over Alabama, has put himself in the transfer portal. Lars, a quick reaction from you, other than the fact that who did your set design?
Yeah,
Norman
fire
Rockwell
in the background, and
that's a Norman Rockwell picture.
It's nice and cozy here in Nebraska. Just snowed the other day, but surprising. Also, Spencer Rattler to South Carolina. What a great get for our buddy Shane Beamer. Obviously, Shane has a relationship with him, being the assistant head coach at Oklahoma just 2 years ago with Lincoln Riley. And it'll be interesting to see Rattler play in the in the SEC, and is he going to be a program type of changing player for Shane Beamer? I'm really excited for Shane. You know, he's a friend of ours, friend of the show, and yes, that was to me more surprising. And absolutely, Matt, it's a head scratcher about Kalata. I think if I'm pronouncing that right, but I think he obviously was, given some intel by his head coach about what the future of that position was at Texas A&M.
Yeah, Zach Calzada. I mean, the big win over Alabama. You have this unbelievable, fan base that they loved you because of doing that, getting that big win. First time an assistant did it against Nick Saban, and now transferring out. And I know they got some big time recruits coming in and other players, but man, that is unbelievable. I'm very surprised by that. All right, we come back on the other side. We got Tony Curry going to be joining us as well in hour number 2. Is Tony's Tuesday with Tony Curry Radio Network. Lars Anderson out in Omaha, Nebraska. Matt Coulter, I'm Jay Barker, and we'll be back. Hour number 2 next. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurant. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and processes are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com.
Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans-style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit gofan.co now. That's gofan.co.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff, its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, rundown. You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Clippers wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. They lose the kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown straight. Alabama back on top. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
All right, welcome back in hour number 2. We got Tony Curry, and he's stuck on 280 traffic. If you're in Birmingham,
Good luck.
Don't get on 280. Don't come this way, at least this time of day. Lunchtime sometimes is the worst. That's when everybody gets out and about on 280. And normally if it's early morning, mid-morning, or mid-afternoon, you're okay. But unless school lets out at 3, I promise you, I've driven that up and down so many times. And before they did all that construction, and you're right, I remember it used to take me from, like, if I was downtown Birmingham getting out to go coach my kids at Spain Park or Chelsea or Oak Mountain, an hour and 15 minutes just to get there, and that's
when maybe there wasn't even a traffic, like an accident or anything.
No,
and you just keep waiting to see something that's clogging it up, and it's nothing except there's too many cars.
Exactly. And now it's getting back that way again. All right, Lars Anderson back. He's out in Omaha, Nebraska. He'll be back with us coming up tomorrow. Matt Coulter, I'm Jay Barker. This is the Jay Barker Show, and we're live on Bama Insider YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe, and also on their Facebook Live for Bama Insider as well. They'll be covering big time tomorrow when it comes to recruiting. Andrew Bone and all the staff there at Bama Insider will be a part of that, helping you stay up to date on the latest recruits as far as who signed with Alabama. Also, guys coming out of the transfer portal and some of the rumors we talked about earlier with him at noon in the show. His first up for us. Thanks, Robbie Robertson, as well, coming by, telling us about the Hall of Fame Basketball Classic coming up this weekend down at the BJCC. Great event to go out to. That game starts at 4 o'clock, and it's going to be UAB in West Virginia, and a great matchup. And you got Memphis, Alabama tonight, right?
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock tip-off. Yeah, so it'll be a great matchup for them. Another big-time matchup for the Crimson Tide after a huge win over Houston. We're presented by, don't forget, Top Golf of Birmingham. Get out, check it out for yourself. I really think this would be a great gift idea for a lot of women that are listening, or men, or whatever. If you get somebody in your life that loves golf, or you want to find a great experience for you and your family, it's a great experience to go out and just have fun. Again, laugh at each other's shots, celebrate shots. But it's really, we call it this generation bowling, and it's kind of like that, where you're able to take turns and you score, and different ways of doing it. You don't have to be a professional golfer. You just go out, have a great time, and you'll love it. Top Golf of Birmingham. Go see Mark Grenier and all the great folks there. Also driven by Sonny King Ford on the sunny side of the street. Oxford, Anniston, Tony Russell, all the great folks there at Sonny King Ford. All right, as we await Tony Curry coming in and spend some time with us, we were talking earlier about some of the quarterback transfers. Spencer Rattler to South Carolina. That's been official. Zach Calzada. Yes. Calzada, who beat the #1 team in the country, Alabama, back in October, is now transferring out of A&M, and not sure where he will land. Sophomore, as a sophomore, Calzada took over for when Haynes King went down and wound up starting 10 games. He threw for 2,185 yards, 17 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He also ran for 1 score. In addition to the expected return of King from injury, A&M has top quarterback prospect Connor Wiegman committed as part of the upcoming class. The Aggies will play Wake Forest in the Tax Player Gator Bowl on December the 31st. So I'm sure he will not be part of that bowl game, but that to me was one of the most surprising transfer portal entries that I've seen so far this year. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot more, again, as the coaches make moves. They try to get their players to come with them. And we're seeing with Shane Beamer being able to get Spencer Rattler. That was a relationship he had as an assistant head coach at Oklahoma. So that's the thing now. When you're a player going to college, and I talked to Braxton about this when he first got to Alabama. I said, get to know all these coaches because they're all going somewhere. They're going to be either this
Good
year,
advice.
next year. Even if even if it's not playing, if it's coaching, if it's other things you want to do, develop those relationships. Because right now, I've never seen so much quick turnover movement when in the coaching, and now with the players that we're seeing in college ball. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, just going back to Calzada, do you think he falls in the realm of Trevor Knight? Played the game of his life against Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl. I'd never even heard of Trevor Knight. And Trevor Knight, he even ended up switching positions in the NFL. Steven Garcia. I mean, the guy couldn't hit the side of a barn 99% of the time and plays the game of his life against Alabama. Now, does Calzada fall in that group, Matt? A kid who just flashes like, a comet flying through the sky, right? Once every 73 years. And I did look that up for the Dabo Swinney book, by the way. It is once every 73 years. Okay. Haley's Comet. And you fact check it. But anyway, is Calzada fall in that group now officially?
Absolutely, he does. And I think maybe that's why he's transferring, because he knows that, he had that flash game and he had a year where he got 10 starts. But I think he sees the writing on the wall that Jimbo Fisher's going to find somebody better than him and bring him in. And I think, and not as a footnote, but I think if it is a prominent one, another deal with Spencer Rattler is the tight end, Austin Stogner, went with him to South Carolina. And this wasn't a backup. This guy played. He had, 600 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was a big-time player. But in answer to your question about Zach Calzada, I would say yes. Wouldn't y'all, based on the fact, first of all, that's okay. Let me give you this, guys. That's the only reason I can think of is because he sees the handwriting on the wall from Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, and again, unless too. I mean, I can't. I'm thinking right now, are there any guys that left Jimbo's staff that maybe he was close to that have gone somewhere else? I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, you're going to have players because now you can transfer without any having to sit out that year like you used to. You can go play immediately. That if a coach leaves or an offensive coordinator or you want to follow that particular guy, like for instance, this past year, everybody talked about, when Sark left, at that time, would Bryce follow Sark? Because Sark pretty much was the guy that kind of brought him in to the fold at Alabama, right? So would he, now go with him and want to be in that same style of offense? So we'll see. That one really surprised me. And again, I've got to think, just knowing Jimbo, and you know Jimbo as well, Matt, it's almost as if he set Calzada down and said, hey, these two guys coming in, it's going to be tough for you to win. The job, this guys, you may want to look else. I mean, that's kind of the conversation we're seeing from coaches now to clear out some scholarships and to clear out some different guys on the teams. They're being as honest as they can with the player about where they stand, who's coming in, how they think they're going to perform or compete against that particular player to give them a chance to jump in the transfer portal and have a chance to find playing time elsewhere. But Lars, you brought up yesterday, the transfer portal not always so kind to everyone. A lot of guys get left in it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't recall the exact stat, but it's somewhere between like 73 and 80% of the players that enter the portal end up sort of languishing in the portal and never going to another school and never getting another scholarship opportunity. And again, there's a million reasons why a kid would go in the portal, but grass isn't always greener. And some, we know Langham's feeling about it, right? That he hates it. He thinks kids should fight through it. And I'm kind of that belief as well. But, if you're a quarterback, Jay, and you have aspirations of playing in the NFL, you got to go somewhere where you can play in college for at least a year. I mean, look at Joe Burrow. He goes from being a backup to having arguably the greatest season quarterbacks ever had, winning the Heisman Trophy, going number 1 overall. And that never would have been possible without the transfer portal. And then going back to Spencer Rattler, we've all heard the whispers that maybe Spencer isn't the greatest teammate in the world, and that his fellow players didn't really want to follow his lead. But I think it says a lot about Shane Beamer that everybody in the country wanted Spencer. I remember Matt, you and I talking at the beginning of the season, who's going to win the Heisman Trophy? We both said Spencer Rattler. So he has the talent. He has the talent, and the fact that with an under-talented team, South Carolina was able to go 6-6, become bowl eligible, and in the first year just completely overachieve. It just shows how hard the kids play for Shane, how much they admire him, and the fact that Spencer is willing to go to a South Carolina where, frankly, he knows he's not going to play for a national championship next year. But he believes in Shane Beamer, in the way that just Shane connects, and I'm happy for Shane, but I'm also happy for Spencer, because I think if anyone can if there is an attitude problem and he needs to have that tweaked a little bit, certainly someone like Shane can handle that, Jay.
Yeah, and Spencer was the Heisman favorite going into this year before beat out by Caleb Williams. And you brought up as far as Stogner, the tight end.
Yeah.
He got 14 passes, 166 yards, 3 touchdowns. Next second team all Big 12 by the Associated Press.
Pretty big player to get to South Carolina, truly.
Good get. All right, on the other side, we'll come back. We got Tony Curry from Tony Radio Network, and he'll be joining us. He does every Tuesday, so look forward to that. So stay with us as we continue live from AVX Audio Video Excellence continues.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
That's good.
Weather brought to you by Fincher and Osmond.
Marked
Fincher and
on the
Osmond carry
background.
artist-created diamonds, and trust us, they are bigger than you expect.
Norman
Visit
Rockwell.
www.fincherandosmond.com.
We hadn't done this before.
Dental clinic thriving.
17 new patients? Nice. Is this next month's calendar?
But he needs another dentist to give his schedule a good cleaning.
This is this week? You're kidding. Oh, you're not.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Dell Technologies' end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top-brand electronics with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with comprehensive end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Hey, hear ye. Thanks for coming to the town square. First, I'd like to tell you about Steve. He's a plumber. I hear he does good work. Also, Tim. He's this new thing called a dentist. Oh, and Monica, she has a new vegan restaurant. I didn't even know that was a thing yet. Anyway, if you need those things, just wander around town and try to find them because the internet hasn't been invented yet, so I don't know.
Well, this isn't the olden days. Now word of mouth has gone online. At Town Square Tuscaloosa, we can show you how to harness the power of your existing word of mouth and amplify it online. Go to townsquarelocal.com for a free local customer analysis where you can see how many local customers in Tuscaloosa you could reach online. Visit townsquarelocal.com and be the town square today. That's townsquarelocal.com for a free local customer analysis where you can see how many local customers in Tuscaloosa you could be reaching online. Visit townsquarelocal.com today and be the town square.
High prices don't get you a great network. A great network gets you a great network. It's why Total Wireless runs on the largest, most dependable network with nationwide 5G. And now our totally unlimited plan is just $50 a month for talk, text, and high-speed data that never run out. Get unlimited laughing, scrolling, unlimited everything. Total Wireless. Do amazing. Available at Target. Capable device and SIM required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. Total Wireless reserves the right to review your account after 60 gigs. Terms and conditions at totalwireless.com/terms.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A delightful day today with a sunny sky, the high 68. Clear tonight with the low at 47. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, the high 71. Even warmer Thursday and Friday. Partially sunny both days. Highs between 72 and 75. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 66 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Coach was super supportive of me. This isn't his first time at an award like this, but he was super supportive. A lot of congratulations. It was really happy for me. Obviously, making sure that the main goal to the main goal, and we still even talked, some football and some about these upcoming weeks while he was out here. We all had this moment, but he was super happy for me. And to have a coach like Coach Saban, as great as he is, he is supportive for me. it's amazing.
So I would imagine, given Coach Saban's sort of pedigree, right, on the defensive side of the football, I think for years there have been people who have said, listen, it's not a quarterback factory. He's not someone who develops brand name quarterbacks. And that's changed in recent years and sort of culminated in your award. So I set it up to ask this question because he has the 24-hour rule of celebration for games. Is he going to relax that a little bit for you on this trophy?
That's funny. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. Yeah, he said, I guess today I kind of have one more day of stuff with the Heisman and everything. So he was like, yeah, that's good. As long as you're in New York, you can enjoy it. But once you get back to T-Town, it's back to work. So, that's I would expect nothing less. That's what, that's the culture that I'm.
As we continue live from AVX here, hour number 2 on the Tuesday edition, and get ready for National Early Signing Day tomorrow. We had early on the show. Also, if you want to go back and watch that afterwards, here live on our YouTube channel, BamaInsider YouTube, and also BamaInsider Facebook Live. And you can watch that with Andrew Bowen and giving us the latest and the best information when it comes to the Alabama Crimson Tide on who will be signing with Alabama tomorrow and over the next few days, but also some of the transfer portal rumors and information that is out there. Real quick before we get back to our conversation, Basketball Hall of Famer Pete Maravich's LSU Letterman jacket this past weekend fetched nearly $117,000 in the auction that they had. Again, $70,000 auction over the weekend, more than 50 years after his record-setting career at Louisiana LSU. The auction with various Maravich memorabilia conducted by Gray Flannel Auctions of Scottsdale, Arizona, netted over $160,000, including the earnings from the jacket, according to the Advocate. But God, hard to believe 1988 passed away.
Probably can't even have
that long.
Can't even have a name like Pistol Pete anymore, can you?
No, of course. And we
have no bullets. We have no pistols.
Well, you can't play, and he sure couldn't play for the Washington Bullets.
No,
right? They don't exist.
No.
I'll tell
He
you,
and Larry Bird were my dad's favorite player.
When I was a young child, first starting to play sports, Pistol Pete was, and I'm not talking about just every other kid on the blocks player. Every kid my age pulled their socks down, the droopy socks, tried to deliver behind the back and dribble between the legs. And of course, basketballs were flying all over the court because we couldn't do it. But he was iconic to our generation, so much to the fact back then they didn't show college basketball unless maybe it was North Carolina and Duke. You couldn't see SEC games unless you stayed up late on Saturday nights. TVS. Do you remember that network?
I do, yeah.
TVS would show replays at 10:30 at night, and our parents would rarely, but if Pistol Pete was on, let us watch him.
Yep.
I'd had to dive into that because the minute I heard you talking about his letter jacket, I just all these wonderful
memories,
thoughts of Pistol Pete.
You'd have to turn the antenna to make sure you got it, but you could get up there.
Now you get your little sister to hold it.
Yeah. We were the remote. Get up and turn that thing to Northeast, please. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
We did it, yeah.
That's what we were talking about yesterday. Play date in our time was 8 a.m. Get outside and play.
Yeah.
We'll see you at 8 p.m.
Go dig a
tonight.
hole. Yeah. Go dig a hole. We
get outside.
We dug a lot of holes.
All right, Lars, you want to add anything there, Pete Maravich? Again,
yeah, I was just going to say that.
The house that Pete built was named for him just shortly after his death. Again, hard to believe he died in 1988 from heart failure at the age of 40. Actually playing basketball when it happened. I think he was playing at a church.
He had rededicated.
Oh yeah.
Lars knows the story. Lars probably wrote about him.
No, I remember when it happened. My father was still alive, and he broke down in tears when he heard the news because he just absolutely worshipped Pistol Pete as a player. And what I was just going to say earlier, my dad's two favorite players were Maravich and Larry Bird, and then Michael Jordan, but the younger Michael Jordan. But it's interesting. And I think Pistol Pete was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, if I'm not mistaken, wearing that letter jacket. It seems to bounce back in my memory, but just what a player. there have been a couple good biographies written on him and extraordinary life, and gone way too early, Tony.
And also before that, Tony, think about all the great players of that era, and even now, because they came out of Pennsylvania. I mean, Joe Namath had just come out of Pennsylvania. Maravich. I mean, you're talking; these are not just ordinary players, ordinary names that would impact their games, their sports, the way that these two guys did at that particular time. Again, Namath a little bit earlier than him, but still a lot of great players out of that particular area, Pennsylvania, out of that state that really did sports in a big way.
No, and just great basketball from that part of the country.
Yeah.
The Midwest is always known as a basketball area, Ohio, Indiana, and certainly the Pennsylvania area. I remember the Cincinnati Royals growing up, and the Big O playing for Cincinnati Royals, and I remember meeting him for the first time down at the Cincinnati Gardens, and obviously it went by the wayside, and Cincinnati doesn't have a franchise now, but I remember the old NBA being part of that, and some great basketball, because in the Midwest it's cold, and you during the winter months you play basketball.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Well, he's got the height for it.
Man, I tried out for high school basketball 3 years, and I was always the 13th guy. They only took 12, and so I was always
You didn't want to be the 12th guy anyway, Tony. Come on.
I was always the manager.
You know, you know who you end up if you're the 12th guy? Ollie from Hoosiers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, in the pictures,
we had a great granny shot.
The pictures were horrible because there was like me, and I was 6'4", like in 9th grade, and so I was the tallest water boy in the entire
like, why is that guy
GMC the Lacoste.
Yeah.
So it's like, who's that tall? Who's that tall guy? Is his center? No, he's our manager.
So remember those shorts? They were embarrassing.
Oh, unbelievable.
Oh, God.
Well, I didn't have to wear those.
They went back to them, right? I mean, like, remember they went
a
long,
little bit, but not like the ones we wore.
Yeah.
It was just
And I had no hair on my legs till like 2 years ago. So I mean, I look like a tall transgender water boy. That's what
Lars,
I look like.
please
If I had
jump in
lipstick,
anytime.
and my hair went down to my shoulders, I wore a lipstick. I could have been the first woman in high school sports.
Well, in high school, he played football and played in the band.
I did. I played one play in high school.
Yep.
Coach asked me to be a tight end for that particular game. I actually had to dress out and wear my plume with my trumpet. I was sitting next to Tammy Evans, a little redhead I was making out with at halftime, and coach called me down. I ran one play, made 13 yards and a first down, and then this guy named Dean Lape, who follows me on Facebook, came up to me on the sideline and said, "If you take another snap, I will kill you," because he was the starting tight end for the team, and he was a much bigger guy than I was, and I was 6'4", and I was like, okay. I went back and played my trumpet. The rest is history. Never played. Coach is like, "You're back in." I was like, "No, I'm good, dude.
I'm good.
I got a halftime show to do." Yeah. So
Plus the redhead.
Yeah, exactly. 2 for 1, man.
Oh my goodness! What was it? It was out slant. What was it? You always said it was.
Yeah,
out slant something.
Out slant post a wheel route. And I ran it just like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The place.
Lars, you grew up in Nebraska, the Midwest. Was basketball as big as I would think it was?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I remember shoveling my driveway and playing with banks of snow being 5 feet tall on the side, and just staying out there by myself, shooting. It was a great escape for me, and I spent so much time. And when I was back in Lincoln recently, I went to my old house, and my hoop was still up. I really wanted to go and take one shot, but I didn't have a rock in the car, unfortunately. But man, basketball was huge. Nebraska never has had much success, but yeah, huge. Hey, but Tony, since you are our resident Cincinnati Bearcats expert, what can you tell us about Jerome Ford, the running back who transferred from Alabama? We were talking about him a little bit in the first hour. Just how important has he been to the Bearcats? And if he was still at Alabama, would he be the starter at Alabama?
I don't know if he'd be the starter. He's a rare breed in that obviously whenever you get any type of recruit from down here in the SEC to play for a Cincinnati Bearcats squad, it looks like maybe he could not have played here, and that's why they got him. And I don't think that was the case. I think there was also some extenuating circumstances from a personal standpoint that he needed to go. And at least is what I've heard. But he has been such an intricate part. And we were talking about off mic a few minutes ago. He's a leader. He's one of those guys where he doesn't have to take every snap. He doesn't have to be the quarterback, but he's a leader on that football team. And a lot of people will tell you that he's a great locker room guy. He's one of those guys who just kind of fills all the caulk and pieces of that particular puzzle that need to be filled. But he's a heck of a football player.
He also plays piccolo.
He does. Well, there you go. He's in the marching band. He must be doing
Marching
something
band.
right. Yeah.
Got Lars out in Omaha, Nebraska, and again, TK with us, Tony Curry with Tony Curry Radio Network, and we'll get more on that. How you can join him each and every day. Matt Coulter, MJ Barker, and as we continue, I want to remind you about DTPM. Trusted since 1993, your total solution provider that provides a comprehensive array of diagnostic lab testing equipment, supplies, and services. Visit their website at dtpm.com to learn more. DTPM is a leading provider of turnkey laboratory solutions, currently servicing customers in 47 states and growing. So they remain national in scope, but local in service. If you're looking for laboratory services or setups, DTPM, they can be your partner from the beginning to the end, providing customizable total program management solution, including complete laboratory setup and management. And they provide total management services for treatment centers, physician offices, recovery courts, reference laboratories, urgent care, just about any practice out there. So better outcomes for your patients, better outcomes for your practice as well. Check them out, dtpm.com. All right, we'll return. Tony Curry in studio with us. We'll be back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
One in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
When you go to turn on the lights, you expect them to work. Our team at Alabama Power does too. But sometimes extreme weather and events test our system. Knowing we're out there making repairs helps, but answers are what you deserve. So we're rolling out new tools to keep you informed, especially during storms. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see outages in your area and get updates on repair times. And sign up to get personalized outage alerts on your phone or computer for free. Learn more at alabamapower.com/alerts.
Rock and Roll Sushi, they're proud to be the original American-style sushi restaurant founded on great food and rock and roll music, boasting concepts and flavors, big, bold, and loud. They're the only place to experience the rock you love, the rolls you love, with the ones you love. It all began back in Mobile, Alabama, and then a decade later, tucked inside the Mobile Mall, expanded to encompass more than 40 locations across the southeastern U.S. Since day one, the most rewarding part of their work has been seeing guests fall in love with the amplified dining experience and become fans who return again and again to the biggest hit in town. That's Rock and Roll Sushi. Get out today for lunch or dinner.
In July of 2022, the World Games are coming to Birmingham, Alabama. This international sporting event will trumpet Birmingham's arrival on the world stage. Thousands of athletes from across the globe will bring their hopes and dreams of winning gold. Their stories of perseverance and triumph will capture the world's imagination. This is the new generation of sport. This is the World Games 2022. Tickets on sale now at twg2022.com.
Welcome back in as we continue live from AVX, Audio Video Excellence. We got Tony Curry from Tony Curry Radio Network. And Tony, before we dive into some other topics of discussion, tell everybody about the radio network, all that you got going on, and how they can find you each and every time.
Hey, Bert, I am busier than a mosquito in a nudist colony right now, man. I mean, it has been crazy.
These things are.
No, they're just right off the top of my head. It's the only thing left up there. Yeah, he only leaves 17% of your brain and 16% of those busier things. No, it's been great. Super blessed for the year we've had. We're only into our second year of doing Tony Curry Radio, and we've got these host of shows that we do at noon and 8 every day of the week. And obviously the noons are the replay, so you don't mess with you guys. We don't compete with you guys. 3 o'clock at night, we have the Damon Johnson Show, which is on Friday nights. And by the way, this is perfect for you, Jay, because we pick a pattern or a theme every single week. And this week we're doing the top 6 bands that aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And his number 4 band on a classic rock station is Dolly Parton. So we play songs by every artist that he mentioned. And you're not going to believe the Dolly Parton song. I was hoping he'd take Hard Candy Christmas and use that song because I love that song. One of my favorite songs. I only hear it like once or twice during the holiday seasons, and I haven't heard it yet this year. But anyway, so that show goes on Friday night. So we have Austin Hanks and Blues Almighty. He's got Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick. He's going to be on the show tomorrow night. I know, right? Billy Gibbons has been on the show. Matt Sorum from Guns N' Roses has been on the show. It's just a killer show, and I cannot believe it's heard exclusively on the Tony Curry Radio app, and then, of course, the Green Clay Post Show and everything else. So it's just it's a lot of fun. We get after it, and we're going to get after it throughout the holiday season. I'll be working every day, so come listen to us on the Tony Curry Radio app. It's free, and thank you for letting me talk about it.
All right, let's play a contest for you. Yes. And then I know you can get this. All right. He said this about his former school. Great school. I've got great memories there. They still owe me for 2009, the last time they won 9 games. So maybe they'll deliver the check. So we'll see what happens there. You've got to be motivated for everything you do. There's no real extra reserve for motivation. You try to improve and be the best you can every single day. Who said that? At what school? Talk to him about every week.
We talk to him every week?
Almost. I thought Mike Leach.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Leach talking about Texas Tech.
Talking about Texas. He's still got the I talked to him the last couple of weeks. He's been kind of quiet. He still got a lawsuit against them. Mm-hmm. He still wants his cash. I'm like, dude, you're in the SEC right now. It's not enough. Just leave it alone.
What do they owe him? Like $800,000?
Been around
it's
Mike
not
Leach.
a ton, but it's what's he making? He's making some
$3 or $4 million. Yeah.
You know, Mike Leach. I've known Mike for a long time. We had him on our show every week for a few years, and I can call him. He actually called me one night in the middle at halftime of the Colorado game. Because we were doing the thing at the radio station on the web, and it was like 11 o'clock. I just called him on a whim. He's like, yeah, what's going on? I could hear players. I said, where are you at? He goes, it's halftime of the game. What do you want? And I was like, dude, don't pick the phone up, man. Anyway.
Wow.
But, it's interesting because he owned Pullman. He owned that part of the West Coast. He was 2-time National Coach of the Year. The guy knows what he's doing, right? And I know a lot of people think that, the air raid's never going to work in the SEC because they'll make adaptations and blah, 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 blah. And for a while, it got to the point where you didn't want to lose to him because he was kind of a caricature, kind of a, we've talked about the pirate thing and his relationship with Matthew McConaughey and Donald Trump. He's friends with Donald Trump. And it's just not a guy, when you lost to him out West Coast, you got your, handed to you. When you lose to him now, it's kind of like you really don't want to lose to this guy that a lot of people believe can't make it in the SEC. And I got news for you. He's going to make it in the SEC. Mississippi State fans, players, they love him. And I think he's going to turn that thing, if you want to talk about turning around. I can see him winning 7-8 games a year at Mississippi State. That may be enough right now.
I love the fact that he's not over there with a big board and looking at plays and down a distance. He's got like a little sheet of paper about that big.
Yep.
That he just pulls out of his pocket, looks down a distance, what plays he likes, what the concepts he wants to go against, how to get them in different formations.
Doesn't he have a law degree?
He does.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, he is, and we talked about off the air about this. He's a great leader. He's a leader, man. He teaches classes. He was teaching classes out at WSU for a while. And a lot of people revel in his leadership for whatever reason. He doesn't seem like he's a great leader, but when he gets in the locker room, a lot of players will go to for him. And you guys were talking about Rattler and some of the guys that perhaps don't have the leadership qualities. I know a lot of people said that about Alabama, but 8 weeks into the season, where's the leadership coming from on either side of the ball? And certainly we know who that is now, but leadership is so important. The Urban Meyer story that came out this past week. I don't look at I don't know Urban Meyer from Adams House Cat. Okay. So I can't tell you, but I will tell you this. It doesn't appear that the Jacksonville Jaguar players are not only don't want to play for him, but they will not play for him. They want to see him go as soon as possible. And there's no doubt that he's a great X and O's guy, and he knows what his football is because he's won 2 national titles. I don't know if he'll get it done at the National Football League level, but I always think it's really interesting when you have a guy. You always talk about Drew Bledsoe, a guy that had just a killer arm, had all the gifts and all the talent to be professional, but he just wasn't that guy. And this is not a snub against him or being critical of him in any stretch of form. Some guys just aren't born leaders. Some guys can't learn to be leaders, but he was a great quarterback. You were a great leader. People looked up to you. And because of that, people played for you. I look at the Detroit Lions. They've won 1 football game. I will watch the Detroit Lions before I'll watch my Cincinnati Bengals because those players play for Dan Campbell. They love him. They play for him. They would go to the gates for him. And I love football teams like that. You can be 1-12, but if you play hard and you look like you're putting it all out there every single week, I love football teams like that, basketball teams and everything else. And I think a lot of people think just because you're a coach or a quarterback, you're going to be a great leader. It's just not true.
That's a great point. And Lars, I want to go back to you on that topic as well as we were talking about with Coach. How many times have you had a chance to interview him a few times? Have you not?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I first got to know Urban when he was head coach at Bowling Green. Far different guy then than he is now. But he was tough on his players. I mean, I suppose this happens everywhere, Jay, but he was recounting to me, or actually I think I went to a early morning practice with him. He opened up the program to me, and it was just a workout session, and there was buckets or trash cans everywhere, and guys were just puking nonstop. He was working them so hard. But it seems like he's been a little tone deaf. And even going back to the Tebow signing, what a sort of sideshow that was. And even on the football level, Jay, I think it perhaps some of the other players on the team were like, well, does this guy really want to win? Because Tim Tebow is not going to make this squad. He's never played tight end before, and he's taken a spot of somebody who at least could have a chance to make the team. And I don't know if that's when he started to lose some players. The fact that he was sort of butting heads with Marvin Jones, who sort of watched from afar very closely when he was with Cincinnati, really good guy. But, it's not surprising to me that Urban is having these problems because I think when he was in college, he would like to micromanage his players. Just like many coaches. I mean, you know the schedule of the Alabama players. It's basically down to every minute of every day. And I don't know, Jay, like I asked you this before, but I'll ask you again for listeners who didn't, or viewers on BamaInsider who didn't see it. what is the biggest difference between being a successful NFL coach and a successful college coach?
And again, but I love that cycle that you had up there, Josh, talking about the Urban Meyer cycle. That's probably as fun as it gets, and where he's stuck right now in the cycle. Reports or scandal arises, then he steps down for health reasons and or to spend more time with family. Immediately starts a new job as TV analyst.
Goes to a bar, does a little rub.
Was that found out to be true? I guess it was. Because the whole Pete Golden thing was not true. That was not Pete Golding. So I mean, and I know that rumor was debunked. But okay, back to what you asked. Yes, it's so different. As a head coach, you have to build up to not only in college, you're managing academics, you're managing young men leaving home for the first time. In the NFL, as I said yesterday, you're managing guys going home to their families, to wives, to kids. They've got business ventures outside of just what they're doing now. Now, that's changing a little bit in college with NIL, so maybe get a little bit more experience in that aspect of it. But you got to give the guys a little bit more freedom. And again, you're on the same level playing field. And actually, the guys that you're coaching, a lot of them are making 2x, 3, 4 times more than the coaches. So that's the more equalizer, I think it is, when it comes to management and decisions that are made. A lot of that goes through the players as much as it does through the head coach. You just got to be a great manager of all that that you got to deal with. And I really think that's why Belichick has done so well, because he has not let his emotions or he just manages the guys, manages the roster. He makes quick decisions on who's, this guy's getting up in age or he's not performing at the same level. He doesn't let his relationships you just can't do that. It's a business now. And I think that's the guys who are the most successful. Now, when you get to college, you do have emotions and and you're worried about kids and developing them. And that's why, guys like Dabo and other guys do so well, because of the culture that they build. So you guys want to add to that, Tony or Matt?
No, I totally agree with you. And I'm just reading some more news about Urban Meyer. The fact that he just said that Andre Cisco, his safety, was playing a little bit more and didn't take one snap on Sunday is probably not a good look. I mean, the guy doesn't even I don't like to ridicule anybody because I don't know Urban Meyer. I didn't like the video. You're 57 years old. What are you doing hanging out in the bar? I mean, I just,
Why do you not take the team plane back? I think that probably just irks me more than anything.
Yeah. He just made some decisions. And again, but people keep giving him opportunities. And I will tell you this right now, and I know the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars is not going to make any hasty decisions. SB Nation just came out with an article a few hours ago saying that Urban Meyer may be the worst NFL coach in history of the league. Wow. So, and this is SB Nation coming out for this. So, I will
That's
tell you
not
this,
clickbait or anything.
have another job somewhere else before. What's that now?
That's not clickbait.
No, it's just it got me to click.
I love how Lars always calls it out. He knows exactly what
side of the business.
Exactly.
Urban Meyer will have another job before he gets fired, though. I mean, he's an escape artist. He is, and he will get another job somewhere else, and he will get after it.
In reference to that article, I need to Google Lou Holtz, New York Jets.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, fully promoted. Great as far as helping you with your brand and marketing your business, helping you take your company and your business, your brand to the next level. Let them help you. Local experts that specialize putting your logo, apparel, team gear, caps, promotional products, trade items, and much more, even printed materials. They want to help you tell your story. And so they can help you do that at Fully Promoted. Give them a call today at 205-406-6430 and mention that you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show for that special offer, 205-406-6430. And are you fully promoted? All right, we'll come back with a fireside chat with Lars Anderson coming up on the other side. Finish up hour number 2.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Hi, this is John Ramey, Senior Account Executive at Town Square Media. I'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Has the pandemic affected your business? Even with more and more customers going online in the past 5 years, online business has grown greatly due to the pandemic. Now more than ever, it's important to have a strong online presence so that customers can find your business and products easily. That's where Town Square comes in to help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis to see how your business stands up to the competition. And if you're one of the first to sign up, you'll get $500 in free advertising on this radio station. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
Long live
live tradition. Long live Saturday nights at the rodeo and Sunday mornings in church. Today's cowboy fight to keep the Western traditions alive. For decades, Wrangler has adapted to provide cowboys the clothes they need to protect their changing lifestyles. From cowboy cut to premium patch to 31 relaxed, Wrangler is the true choice for cowboys. So head to Urban's Boots and Western Wear in Northport or on Skyline Boulevard in Tuscaloosa and find something from the Wrangler Cowboy Cut collection today. Long live cowboys.
You know when you order a new video game or a golf club or a blender, and then it arrives at your door, you get a little thrill. Imagine how much more thrilling it is when you order a new car. With Nissan at Home, you can shop for the perfect ride and order it without ever having to go anywhere. Sure beats a golf club or a blender. Buy a new car entirely online with Nissan at Home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway. Thrill starts here. Services may vary at participating dealers, subject to applicable law. See dealer for details.
Hey, Ray Magliozzi here. I don't know about you, but my car could use a few upgrades. I mean, the 8-inch tier in the driver's seat does have sentimental value since my butt has molded to fit it, but I'm ready to move on. My solution? eBay Motors. They've got all the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them, from seat covers to whole new seats. When I get that new seat, I think I'll put the old one in the living room, right next to the minivan seats, or as we call it, the sectional. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dashboard light problems? We can help. Our free Fix Finder service can read your check engine light, ABS light, and service indicator light, and give you possible solutions, verified by licensed technicians. You'll even get detailed results sent straight to your email so you have them when you need it most. It's the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes. The free Fix Finder service, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
More details at AutoZone.com.
Words and music. For the last year, the Federal Reserve has told us inflation is, in a word, transitory. But the Fed can't fight the music of inflation. It's what happens when we print trillions of dollars. Hi, my name's Adam Barata. I've built the #1 precious metals firm in the country by adding massive value. And Advantage Gold wants to earn your business by doing that for you right now. My best-selling gold inflation index report retails for $500. I want to email it to all serious investors with retirement accounts for free. No salespeople, no rigmarole, no gimmicks. Simply text the word gold to 49776. I'll email you my best-selling gold inflation report right now. Text the word gold to 49776. That's gold to 49776. Let Advantage Gold add massive value, and then we'll ask for your business. Simply text the word gold to 49776. Text the word gold to 49776.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A delightful day today with a sunny sky, the high 68. Clear tonight with the low at 47. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, the high 71. Even warmer Thursday and Friday. Partially sunny both days. Highs between 72 and 75. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 66 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
As we finish out this Tuesday edition, Tony Curry with us, as he does each and every Tuesday, Tony Curry Radio Network now. And also, we want to thank Robbie Robertson joining us from the Colonnade Group earlier, talking about the Hall of Fame Basketball Classic going on this weekend at 4 o'clock down at the BJCC Legacy Arena. And that's going to be UAB and West Virginia. So you'll be able to see that game at around, halftime, I guess, the UAB BYU starts around 2:30 for the Shreveport Independence Bowl. And look forward to watching both of those games. And also earlier on, Andrew Bone talking about early National Signing Day tomorrow. So he was with us, giving us all the updates for the Crimson Tide, dealing with who's going to be signing and also guys in the transfer portal. And man, Tony, the transfer portal, crazy. I mean, looking at all the guys, Spencer Rattler to South Carolina, looking at the kid out of Texas A&M that's now, looking at leaving and transfer. He's in the transfer portal. And, the thing is, you can go in, coaches can kind of recruit you back. But it seemed like a lot of these guys now are moving pretty quickly at this time of year, more than they do maybe once the season is over.
Do you think players would go to the portal if it was really like that Dr. Pepper commercial where they actually have to jump through the black hole and then there's some pasty white punter come out with a case of Dr. Pepper's going to start? Wouldn't that be great? How many players would jump through that? Pretty amazing. Hey, real quick, and I hope you don't mind me bringing this up. I want to give a big hi-ho because we have some listeners up in Bowling Green. You mentioned Urban Meyer, of course, one of his first jobs, Bowling Green, but our thoughts and prayers go out to you. I've got some really good friends of mine that live up there. I've stopped through that exit. There's a White Castle right off the exit. I stop at that White Castle every time I go up there. And I've been in Bowling Green a million times. I lived in Louisville. I've been through Mayfield. And our thoughts and prayers go out to you. It is unlike anything. And certainly we know what it's like down here because we get it too in the spring. December is the least amount of tornadoes in any month over the last 30 years. And the fact that thing exploded the way it is, our thoughts and prayers. It is heart-wrenching to hear. I talked to a good friend of mine. His name's Robbie Glenn, of all people. Robbie Glenn here, but Robbie reached out to me this morning, and it's horrible, man. It is really tough. I almost got my car and drove up there this morning. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
So my thoughts and prayers go.
I've thought about it too. You remember Linda Har from Coca-Cola. She lives in Bowling Green. So I made sure that through Brent, I reached out to make sure she was okay. So it was 10 miles from her house. And you see the path of the destruction and the arrows of how long that one stayed on the ground. It just, I'm serious. I just get teary-eyed, even talking about it right now. And as I said yesterday, it's sad on every level for every person across America, but we've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that movie, and I think that's why it affects us more, don't you? I mean,
yeah, and I mean, you know, we gauge devastation from an environmental standpoint, certainly from an atmospheric and weather condition based on the numbers. 75 people shouldn't ever die in a tornado in this country. They shouldn't, and that should tell you just how horrific that situation was. And it's just, it's heart-wrenching, man. It is absolutely heart-wrenching. So our thoughts and prayers. I actually had a couple of families in Mayfield listening to our show this morning, and we basically had them on there and talked to them, and our thoughts and prayers go out to you. So hang in there.
Some of the power ranking, thoughts and prayers definitely with this. Some of the power rankings that came out yesterday, ESPN on basketball. They got Baylor 9-0 at number 1, previous ranked 3. Duke Blue Devils at number 2, and they were 2. Purdue, the Boilermakers, and previous rank was 1. They moved to 3. Arizona Wildcats were 11. They moved to 4. Kansas Jayhawks, they were ranked 7. They moved to 5. Alabama was ranked 12th in the previous power rankings. They're now number 6, 8-1. And the ESPN power rankings, Gonzaga behind them at 8-2. Previously, they were number 5. Then it's UCLA. It's Michigan State and Iowa State that rounds out the top 10.
I love seeing Kelvin Sampson lose. I love that so much. Hey, congratulations, my Xavier Musketeers, too. Get it done the crosstown shootout, landed about a 25-point wood to Cincinnati Bearcats.
Congrats.
This past weekend, yeah.
Alabama, Memphis coming up tonight, ESPN, and 8 o'clock tip-off. Lars, have a great time in Omaha today. Your last day there, back in Birmingham on Wednesday. Safe travels to you.
Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.
Look forward to it. Matt Coulter in studio with us, and Tony Curry as well. And we appreciate you joining us on our YouTube channel, Bama Insider Facebook Live as well, each and every day. Noon to 2, we're live there. You can like, share, and subscribe. And also throughout the Jay Barker Radio Network, throughout the state of Alabama, down on the Gulf Coast. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of our program each and every day. Your comments are always welcome. And also thanks to Josh Smith, our producer. He does it all. And everybody have a great Tuesday. See you tomorrow for the Wednesday edition live from AVX. At Schaefer Plastic Surgery, not only they treat you like family, you get a free opening consultation. Not normally you get that for elective surgeries, you do with Dr. Schaefer. And he also combines experience gained from nearly 2 decades in practice, 8 years in advanced training to achieve beautiful, transformative results for his patients. As a board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Schaefer's goal is to exceed expectations while being dedicated to safety before, during, and after the procedure. Go online at SchaeferPlasticSurge.com. That's SchaeferPlasticSurg.com or